Boxing King Media in association with Boxro, Sam Noakes. Big fight for you, aiming for 10 straight knockouts this Saturday.
Yeah, I've been saying this since my debut. I mean, like, listen, normally you could say you go in there, you ain't looking for it, but I am looking for the stoppage this time.
Obviously, when you're looking for it, obviously mentally you've got to tell yourself, I've got to be a bit careful if I'm going gun-ho, I don't want to load, blow my tank or anything like that. And obviously, this guy, have you seen much of him?
I mean, yeah, I've watched a few videos. He's a good boxer. I mean, it's my toughest fight to date. But when I say like looking for it, I ain't talking about just throwing wild haymakers, just keeping on the front foot, educated pressure, just, do you know what I mean? And then just break him down over the 12 rounds.
Good stuff, man. And how much notice have you had for the fight? Because obviously sometimes these shows are just getting sprung on boxing fans out of nowhere. We're like, oh shit, we've got another show.
Yeah, I mean, I knew the show was happening a while back, but I think there was just I'm in an iron about who the main event was going to be. So we found out 4 or 5 weeks ago. So I managed to shift over 300 tickets, so it was enough time for that. So I'm happy with that. It's going to be pretty loud in there, and I'm looking forward to it.
Good stuff. Where do you think you are with your career right now? Are you happy with the progress? Because I was just talking to you off camera where you've got 9 knockouts, but it feels like that your name should be out there a bit more. Like more fans should know about Sam Noakes than they actually do.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, that'll happen. I mean, I reckon after this one it should blow up. I mean, kind of like it in a way that I'm sort of under the radar as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So I can still be myself all the time. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm very happy where we are. Like, you think 0-2 Commonwealth title, and I've only had 10 fights, so I'm happy how it's gone so far. Yeah.
Well, Frank Warren's definitely delivered for you when it comes to belts. Obviously, getting you the right opponents, and you keep producing the knockouts. I was speaking to Francis, and I made this point to him. I said, like, there's obviously Adam Azim, there's Dalton Smith, Pat McCormack, all around super lightweight, welterweight. You're not far off. You're around that same sort of division. There's a chance you four may clash, but it feels like you said there, you're kind of going under the radar and probably not being given. Like the fans aren't mentioning your name because really, looking at your record, you should be up there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know. I mean, obviously, social media is a big thing nowadays, isn't it? And I'm not as active on there as maybe I could be, But as I said, these big fights, as long as the boxer people know about it, these big fights will happen regardless anyway. But I'm in no rush, mate. I'm in no rush. I'm enjoying it for the minute being, just coasting through in my own little lane.
I'm surprised you're not active that much on social media because you have got a personality, and sometimes obviously you can talk. A lot of fighters coming up struggle to talk on camera and stuff like that, so you can do all that. So what's stopping you?
No, I think it's just false, isn't it? You don't want to force something. Like if you're doing an interview, it's fine, but I don't want to be sat there doing a live video myself. Like, I'm not that vain, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like what I don't see like, the people ain't going to tune in to see what I've got to say on a Saturday afternoon, do you know what I mean? Like with the interviews and that, it's cool. When I'm given a platform to do that and express my personality, it's sweet, but I ain't going to sit at home, do a live video like, oh, it's everyone today, do you know what I'm saying? Because it's not me, do you know what I mean? And I feel like I don't want to try and get an alter ego just for the cameras to play out. I want to just try and be myself as much as I can.
Yeah, that's quite a good evaluation of what you said. Them names I mentioned to you, like, do you see yourself maybe fighting one of them down the line?
I mean, I'm 25 at the minute, so I reckon, and I'm making lightweight all right, so I feel like I'll probably campaign at lightweight most of my career. So, but if I go up and the fight's there, I'll fight any of them. I mean, don't get me wrong, boys, it'll be a tough fight for me because obviously the names you mentioned are all big fights. But listen, I'm not scared of anybody. Do you know what I mean? I'll fight anyone, and I've always said that anyway from day one. So if it comes, it comes.
It's worth letting the fans know that this power that you've got, it was down in the amateur game as well. You showed me some videos recently where you're putting people to sleep in the amateur game. So this Sam Noakes power's been there since day one.
Yeah, it's a good little edit you done there, wasn't it? I mean, yeah, I think I was stopping kids as a junior, but I think when I was turning to senior, that's when I was getting the proper stoppages, you know what I mean, rather than the West Raven off. So it's been there. I mean, I'm not where I am today without having a little bit about me, do you know what I mean? So hopefully get a nice highlight reel one Saturday and then, yeah, go from there.
Just give me one realistic name where you think, like, your first big obviously this is like on paper it's a hard fight as well, but like a breakout name that the fans may know, because obviously most fans will be wondering your Scottish opponent, like, might not have heard of him.
I know what you're saying, I mean, obviously the biggest one and the easiest one made on our side would be me and Mark Chamberlain, innit? I mean, I've said that from day one get the Commonwealth, one get the British. I mean, if it works out that I have to get both of them fighting for that, I'll be more than happy to do that, do you know what I'm saying? But I think that's the one that's sort of penciled in it, within the next 18 months. So other than that, I don't really look through like, as in picking people so much, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like if I had my dream scenario happen, I'd defend this a few times after winning it Saturday and then box for the British, whoever had that, whether that be Gavin Gwynn or whoever has that at the time, because I'd like to have both be the reigning British and Commonwealth lightweight champion.
I think looking at Gavin Green, I think he's possibly going to be moving on, so that may become vacant.
But this is what I'm saying. This is why I ain't ever called none of these boys out. I'll give them their due. They're veterans of the game. Do you know what I mean? This is my first 12 rounder, so we get that under me belt, get some rounds in. Do you know what I'm saying? Rather than just because you think technically you might be better than this person, it don't always work out when you're 8 or 9 rounds deep with a man who just don't stop coming. So that's why I kept my feet firmly on the ground. Do you know what I mean? Gun just staying in my lane there a little bit.
I do love that about you, Sam. You've got a level personality and you're pretty grounded. So, yeah, man, I appreciate your time. Is there anything else you want to add before I let you go?
No, all good. Thanks for having me, mate. Thanks for the care package.
No worries. Thank you.